I'm Ciarán Lynch and welcome to OviCast, the Teagasc Sheep podcast. Each episode we bring the latest insights, advice and technical updates for the sheep industry. Now, if someone to be travelling along the Greenore Road in Carlingford on the first Saturday in September, they will be forgiven for stopping and taking in the spectacle of the Cooley Sheep Breeders Association annual sale. On a greenfield site, the sale has become a focal point for local breeders to sell ewe lambs and hoggets. I'm joined by Conor McCann, the current chairman of the association, and local Teagasc advisor Hugh Rooney to tell us a bit more about the sale and how it came about. Hugh and Conor give us a bit of background on how the sale was set up and how it's developed over the years. Conor explains how all the exhibitors in the area are local to it and what kind of stock is on offer at this multibreed sale. We discuss the unique site and the effort goes into setting up the sale to accommodate the numbers that are going to it this year. There's a strong community spirit behind the event, and Hugh explains how the sale provides a means of adding value to the product they're producing. Conor discusses how the move online last year influenced the sale and how the association are continually trying to improve the service they provide for potential purchasers, such as providing free transport, an initiative they started last year. The sale has grown significantly over the years, from just over 1,000 breeding females on offer in the first year to over 4,000 in the current sale. We finish up with Conor acknowledging all those who have helped along the way to make this a very successful event and an addition to the area. We start off, however, with Conor giving us a little bit of background to what's on offer at this year's sale.
The sale in Cooley, it's a strange sort of a sale in the way that on the Friday before the sale at 12 o'clock there's nothing in the field, and again 9 o'clock Saturday morning there'll be 400 pens this year, a marquee, a ring, a camera for online bidding and close to 4,000 sheep. And then by 12 o'clock on Sunday it's back to just the greenfield. That's sort of what it is. Like, it's strange in its own right.
It's something very unique. It's totally different than what we see anywhere else. Like, this didn't just come about. This, I think, your 10th or 11th year in it.
Yeah, this is 11 years now. I'm chairman. This is my third year as chairman, and the first chairman said it wasn't there for the beginning, but Hugh here beside me was there at the beginning of it all 11 years ago.
Right, Hugh, I'll just bring you into this bit. Like, how did the sale come about?
Yeah, Ciarán, it was back in 2011. 3 or 4 farmers from Cooley just came to me, just wondering would it be possible to sort of get a sale going in the area. So I suppose our expertise would be in setting up groups and maybe holding farmer meetings, and so we decided we'd hold just a local farmer meeting just to see who was interested in it and taking it any further. So we had a meeting, and I think at the first meeting maybe 25 farmers showed up, and there was, very, very positive towards the idea. So we knew then that if we did go ahead, we'd have a bit of backing or sheep to show at the sale. So the next thing was to talk to the Department of Agriculture, because it's a mart. You need a mart license for it. So I made some calls to the department, and I was told, yes, indeed, you're going to need a mart license. And so there was a bit of to and fro, just getting a mart license. I had to contact then the DVO. So I dealt mainly with Jim McCartan and his team of vets from Navan, and to be honest, it was great to get them on board. They were very positive towards the idea, and they worked with us, and so like the time frame on that was short enough from the initial. Is there any go to do this to get this set up the first year? Yeah, well, because it was kind of new and unknown, and we were told by the department that this is the only sale of its kind in the whole country, a greenfield sale once a year. So from the very first meeting we had, that was maybe June, and we got the license then in August, and the first sale then was on the first Saturday of September, and it's been on that date ever since. So, like, Conor, I'll just bring you back in here. Like, it is very much kept in the Cooley Peninsula. Like, those are selling in it are all from the area. The sale is in the area. It's quite unique.
Yeah, we have about 120 or 25 members now this year. That's our highest number yet, and they're all based on the Cooley Peninsula, in the area that was cleared by the cull during the foot and mouth, which is, say, to the east of the motorway between Dundalk and Uri. Any sheep that's sold at the sale have to be reared in that area, and hoggets that are selling at the sale have to be at least on Cooley Peninsula from before the Christmas, the year before. So there's no outside sheep, there's no dealer sheep, they're all local home reared sheep that's at the sale. Like.
So it's confined to the area. And like, just let's put this wee bit in context. We talked about the site for a minute. Like, what's involved in setting that up?
Well, like, it's a big undertaking. Like, Owen V. Woods was one of the men that was maybe started it off with you and the lads. He was there from a sale that was previous to Futtonmouth. It's his field. It's on Greenore Road, Carlingford there, and he gives us the field every year. And like, we move in on the Friday evening, Friday lunchtime. Men take the day off work to set it up to maybe 30, 40 people. Like, now I'm saying men, I shouldn't be saying men. There's women and kids as well, probably do more than any of us, but we set up like 10 rows of stock. It'll be roughly 10 rows of stock with 40 pens in a row, a marquee at the top, a ring, then a raised up ring for the cameras now with online selling, and all the stock has to be run up the rings on the day of the sale and back down without getting mixed. Like, it's a big undertaking for men that aren't marked men, if you know what I mean. Or people that aren't marked people. Like.
That's the one thing about the mark we probably don't often see. It's the facilities are there for use. It's a completely greenfield. You have to set everything up. It's quite an undertaking. Like, the amount of pens, the amount of stock that's going to go through it this year, it's not a simple undertaking either.
No, like, we're up to, I say, our biggest yet. Like, we went from the first year when Hugh was there and the lads, like, from about 1,100 sheep, we're up to close to 4,000 sheep now this year. Like, there's a lot of moving on 4,000 sheep in any man's language, like, you know what I mean? Like, to get them in the morning, have them all booked in for 8:30, have the paperwork right, then hand over to the mart that's running it for us or helping us run it, and then to get all them sheep moved into the ring, back to the pens, and then loaded again off the site. Like, it's a massive undertaking, like, for the people involved. Like,
it's a big commitment for the committee. Like, just you to bring it back in, like, I suppose some of the background to getting that set up, it was given the platform to get a bit more profit out of what we're producing in the area.
Yeah, well, that was the real driver of it, I suppose, we always knew that there was a good breeding stock coming off the Cooley Mountains, and when they be brought maybe to lowland farms, the stock always seemed to do really well, but lads were selling some stock at home and they were maybe driving stock to, you know, a couple of counties away to different marts, but it was never done in a collective fashion where, you know, you could get a premium for the Cooley brand, and that's been the real success, that buyers are coming from all over the country. They're coming back year after year, and you know, it's been great for sheep farming and hill sheep farming in particular in the area. Speaking to other colleagues around the country, hill sheep farming is under pressure in certain areas, and there's a lot of mountains that are struggling to get enough sheep back on them to maintain them, but you know, Conor mentioned the girls and boys that helped out. Like, this is the 11th year of it, and one thing I've seen is that the children that were helping out back then, they're back now as sheep farmers themselves, and they're showing their own stock, and it's absolutely brilliant to see, and it's great to see a little bit of vigour and a bit of life in sheep farming again. And you know, we can safely say that it's the next generation is there, and it's, you know, they're there to stay, and it's great to see it.
There's definitely a social element of it too, so there is, with the work and effort that goes into it. But Conor, just bring you back in, like, for anyone that hasn't been at, what kind of stock are going to it? So they're all produced in the area. What could you expect to find out?
We're different than a lot of other, say, show and sales around the country of breeding stock, like, in the sense that any breed is welcome at our sale as such. Like, we range, like, from Suffolk Cheviot Cross, Cheviots, Scottish Blackfish, Lynn Cross, Hill-Tex. We have everything. Like, we have a good selection of mules as well, hoggets and ewe lambs, like all different types of Scottish Blackfish as well, Lanark, Pert. We have all the different sorts of sheep, like, really. And we find, like, that you could get people coming from parts of the country that, say, maybe keep a few hill sheep and a few lowland sheep. They can get the replacements with us for both flocks, like, and then maybe neighbours coming as well. You know, they can travel in the same trailer if they want 20 sheep each, that maybe they don't like the same sort of stock, and they buy what suits them on the day. You know, we're not confined, like, to any breed, and the numbers now leave it that there is enough variety for nearly anyone in the country at this stage. 4,000
sheep, you'll match it out of customers. Just, like, roughly the breakdown, it's predominantly ewe lambs, hoggets. What's the rough breakdown between the two?
There's about 1,500 or 1,600 hoggets this year, and then about 24 or 500 ewe lambs. There's 1,700 crossbred ewe lambs, and then there's maybe 300 horn ewe lambs and 300 mule ewe lambs, and then the hoggets, the rest is made up from hoggets.
Just I'll bring you back to the actual day itself a little bit. When does it kick off for you?
The start time of the sale, the start time of the sale this year, we're aiming for a 10 o'clock start on the first Saturday in September. The day starts off for us probably about 4:30 in the morning, but anyway, that would nearly allow anyone in the country to be there for the start of the sale if you start at that time. We try to have all the pens stocked for 8:30, then we give out the prizes, half an hour for break, and then we'll start for 10 or hope as close to 10 as we can to get through that number of stock.
It'd have to be prompt. Just like when you're talking about getting through the number of stock, many March last year moved online. I suppose a wee bit of doubt in your own heads at the start of last year how the sale would go ahead, if it would go ahead, and then the move online as well. That was a new venture for you.
Last year, like a lot of marts in the country, or a lot of people in the country, no matter what you're doing, we were afraid our event wouldn't go ahead. And Hugh here was with dealing with the guards to see what way we could work, and with the department and everyone. And in fairness, it all came together on the day. But a big thing that we were afraid of, and said any mart was afraid of, was moving online. It was big. It was a big change for farmers. For a fella that was used to standing in the back of a trailer selling sheep, to be selling sheep to someone in Kilkenny online was a big step. But we moved to online and found it worked unbelievable. You couldn't comprehend how it worked. We sold. There was men in the field on the day that bought sheep online. We were looking for these men, and they were standing beside us. We didn't know where they were. And then there was, I think, somewhere like 600 or 700 sheep that went round the country to people that were never in Cooley. Which is a waste, really, because if you were in it once, you'd remember how nice it was. It just so happens it's the nicest part of the country. But along with the online, we decided to offer free transport around the country. And another thing we were afraid of, we'll be running all around the country with 10 sheep here or 10 sheep there. But when you do sell a large number of sheep around the country, you were nearly close to anywhere with any load. If we only had to sell 50 sheep online, we could have had to do 5 trips to 5 different corners of the country. But when we got big numbers moving around the country, you could plan out your day and deliver them around the country. It worked out well for us.
It brought in new customers for you.
It did. It was very good. There was one man in particular bought 13 pens of sheep, and I was talking to him since, and he's delighted. We'll have him back. And we had repeat customers that couldn't come on the day, that were there before, maybe afraid to come to the sale or for whatever reason, and they bought online as well. It opened it up. We were trying to get people from all over the country anyway, but it really opened it up to the whole country, the online thing. It made a job of it.
And that for free transport has to be a big advantage for anyone that might be familiar with or maybe isn't able to travel.
Yeah, it seems to keep popping up that we're doing things that no one else will do. We're the only greenfield sale in the country. We're the only sale, maybe, or nearly the only sale offering free transport. But these things seem to work. You have to be a wee bit bold, I suppose. And we've a great bunch of lads, the whole committee and outside the committee. They're serious men for, if we can make a decision, they'll put their shoulder to the wheel and go. They'll push us like you couldn't imagine the push.
So just maybe to wrap it up a wee bit with you, but for this year, you have 4,000 coming in. You mentioned the numbers there. It's going to be quite an undertaking. For anyone that wants to go to the online platform this year, is going on Livestock Live, is it?
Livestock Live is the app this year, yeah. We're starting at 10 o'clock on the first Saturday in September, which is the 4th. It's only a couple of weeks away now. That's our date every year, the first Saturday in September, and 10 o'clock's our starting time. So,
and anyone wants to travel to it?
Anyone wants to travel, we're there. We'll accommodate you in any way. Give myself a ring, or any of us a ring, and we'll do anything we can. And if you want to stay at home and buy online, we can facilitate you on that too. And
there's more details up on your Facebook page for the sale and some of the stock that's coming out.
Loads of details on anything you want, loads of pictures. There's some of the lads getting pictures taken now this week. The stock's ready now to have, you'll really see what the stock is. And that I'd just like to thank maybe Hugh here. Through the years, he was Teagasc and Hugh were very good to us. And Owen V Woods with the field, and just our biggest sponsors FBD and Joseph Walls and Mackins. These things couldn't happen without these people. And everyone says it's the committee, but all these other people are part. They're part of it. They're a big part of it. And if the department decided to close us down in the morning, or the guards with COVID, like the Department of Agriculture done anything they could for us, like Jim McCartan, and they're just serious people, like the way they'll pull together for it. It's great for the community, the whole community. Like like if you've seen the families that's there on the day, Ciarán, like people that might only have a pet lamb at home, like, and they're all there to see the sheep, the whole community. Like it's, you know, last year was a bit hard on people, but they were still there standing along the road looking over the fence, you know, they were all there. Like
it really pulls the thing together.
It pulls the whole thing together. Like people's planning, they're buying rams now for next year, and the sale hasn't happened. Like, you know, we used to buy rams the week before we needed them. Now we're buying them 6 months before we need them. You know, like there's people, and as you said about young fellas, like I think there could be 11 or 12 people, well, boys and girls under 25 selling sheep this year, like in their own name. There's a couple of them with their own herd numbers, but they're all their own sheep, saying their parents' herd numbers or whatever. Like it's, you'd go a long way to get that many young people anywhere around the country involved in one sale. Like it.
I think it's a testament to success. Not only the numbers have gone up, but the amount of people going to that sale.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like when you see it and the buzz, like you'd see people there. They'll be there. Kids will be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. They'll still be running up and down the roads at 5 o'clock in the evening. Their eyes half closed. You know, they'll be, you know, maybe nothing only about the Lucas eating a burger all day. Like.
Conor, you're going to have a couple of busy weeks ahead of you. We'd like to wish you all the best with the sale, and thanks very much for coming on with me today.
No, well, thanks very much, Ciarán.
Okay, we're going to finish up at this point. I'd just like to thank Conor and Hugh again for giving up their time to be with us and giving us a bit of background and insight into the sale. I think it's a credit that a locally driven event like it has become a success over the years, as evident by the increase in numbers they've seen since they've started. If anyone wants to find out more about the sale, they have a Facebook page, the Cooley Sheep Breeders Association. You can check it out there. That's it for me for this episode. Again, for any updates on the sheep programme, keep an eye on our Twitter page at Teagasc Sheep. I'm Ciarán Lynch. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and listen in to any of our episodes.